Hello, friends. Happy Halloween. Today, we are in honor of Halloween. We are making um, reclaimed sock bottle jack-o'-lanterns. And they're going to, when I mean by reclaimed, it means that these items might have gone into the recycling bin or the garbage can or the rag bag. If you have a rag bag. I know I have a rag bag at my house. But it is, you'll notice in your bag, you have a bag. In your bag you have this white sock. It's like a dirty white sock. And that's what you have wrapped around a bottle, a plastic bottle. See? And we're using this dirty rag sock because we're going to reuse it. And we're going to give it one more chance of life. But the first thing that you're going to do, my friends, is you are going to open up your bag and you're going to notice there's another bag in there. A smaller bag, and that smaller bag is a heavy bag. And in that heavy bag, you're going to notice something. You are going to notice that there are a bunch of rocks. Lots and lots of rocks. And those ones, I'm dumping them into my tray from my paper bag. And we'll see, there's all these little rocks like that. So you're going to want to kind of pour them out into something as well, maybe a bowl. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to fill up our bottle with those rocks. Now, hopefully, I always do this. I can never find, here it is. All right. One of the things you're going to do is you're going to move the sock out of the way a little bit. You can maybe fold it down. And you're just going to start adding your rocks. So I'm just going to go with each spoon full. The more you can put in there, the better. So I apologize if this rock scooping is loud for the video. We're going to scoop them all in there as much as possible. And the reason we're even putting any rocks in here is to help it stand up easily by being heavier at the bottom. So it kind of weighs it down a little bit. Again, I apologize about that. It probably sounds very loud on the video, I imagine. Now, some of you might have a different bottle that I sent home. Maybe the hole will be smaller than mine. Mine is a nice big size hole. It's easy to put this spoon with the rocks on it into that hole. But if you have a harder time than I'm having right now, then maybe see if you have maybe a smaller spoon, that could maybe work. Or you could even just add it close by and then just scoop, just pull, lift your hand up a little bit. So that mine's getting nice and heavy. When you have just a few left, you could maybe even pour it in there depending on what kind of tray or bowl you're using. But it's a good thing to scoop. It's a great thing. You could practice that. All right. Once you have your rocks in there, pull your sock back up. And what you can do with the very tippy top of it is you can poke it right into that hole of the bottle if you want. Okay. All right. Now you're going to open up your bag and you're going to get the next thing out, which is paint. Okay. And you're going to take off the lid. Okay. And you are going to paint your entire white sock. Okay. The more paint you put on this guy, the better. And you can do it all the way around, the whole thing. The bigger brush you use, the better, because it will make it easier. If you use it too small of a brush, it will take a very long time. And you might feel it's taking too long, and you might get a little bit impatient. But if you use a bigger brush, if you happen to have a little bit bigger brush, it will work easier. All right, see how fast it's going with the bigger brush? And then you're just going to kind of twist it as you're doing it. Of course, my tray is a little bit, it's slanted a little bit because I want you to be able to see. But you will be doing it on a flat surface, so it'll be probably a little bit easier. And you're just going to keep painting until you have no more paint left. You're just going to use it all up, okay? Hopefully you will have enough paint to even paint the whole thing. Okay. If you do run out of paint and there's still some sock left, well, first of all, I apologize for not sending enough home. But if you happen to have any extra paint, it could be another color. It could be, what other color are jack-o'-lanterns sometimes? Have you ever seen pumpkins at the pumpkin patch? Sometimes you will see white pumpkins, or even at the store. Sometimes you will see white ones or yellow ones, red ones. Usually they're orange, but there are some cases where there's different colored ones. But on yours, if you don't have any orange, but you have red or yellow or white, by all means, feel free to add a little extra color to yours. All right, so it's almost done. My container ran out of orange pretty much. I might be able to get a little teeny bit left, a little bit more from a different container, but all right. You're going to do it as close to the top as possible. And once you have that all on there, what I want you to do after that is to go and wash your hands if it's on your hands, if the paint is on your hands. But I also want you to bring your brush to the sink, or have your parents bring it to the sink, or whoever's with you doing this project, or soak it. You could soak your brush. Sometimes that's a good thing. Just have a cup of water nearby that you don't plan on drinking, of course. And then you could use it for your brush, and that will help save your brush. I don't have one next to me, so I am going to have mine nearby, but I will not be putting it in water at the moment. All right, so once you have it pretty painted, I know I didn't make it all the way to the tippy top, but that's okay, and I'm going to show you why. Because I can pull it higher than the tippy top, right? So I can pull it even higher. Now, you might want to wait until yours is dry before you continue to the next part. But what I'm going to do, and this is where a grown-up should help you, is I'm going to cut this a little bit because I want to be able to tie it together. So I'm going to kind of just cut it, and you'll notice part of the sock is like the heel, so it's a little bit different size and a different shape than the rest of the sock that's sticking out the top. And then, so I'm just poking it through. Again, please have a grown-up help you with that part because I don't want you to cut yourself. Do you see the heel that I'm talking about? That's the heel. That's silly, huh? These were my son's socks. If he only knew what we were doing with them right now, I think he would be okay with it because he was getting rid of them. So, and then I'm going to do it on this side. So I basically did 4 cuts. And then what I'm going to do with those pieces that are hanging there is I'm going to tie them together. I'm going to tie the opposite ends together. I'm just going to tie them real tight. And then I'm going to do the same with the other 2. I'm going to tie them together. Now this part, there's a couple things you could do with this part. You could twist it and then tie it. That's one way of doing it. But you want to cover up that hole because you don't want the rocks falling out, okay? But if you happen to have green paint, you could paint these, and they could be sort of made into leaves also, for part of the vine, right? There. Or you could shove them into the hole, right, of the bottle as much as you can, if you can get into it. But you're going to want to save some of the sock that you just tied up the top because you want to attach the leaves to that part, okay? All right, so now you're going to notice in your bag there's also a set of 3 leaves, and there's also 2 additional silk leaves or fabric leaves. And there's also a pipe cleaner that you're going to use. Oops, I'm struggling with mine for a moment. Sorry. All right. Almost got it. Sorry. It's attached to some right here. Yeah. Right. One of the things that I want you to do, or you can have a grown-up help you with this part, is to bend the very tip of your pipe cleaner so it's not pointy, so it doesn't poke you. Okay. Just bend it a little bit right at the very tip on both sides. And then once you do that, once you bend the tip, you'll be able to go through the fabric leaf also a little bit better. Whoops. Oh, I did cut this. Sorry. Okay. Sorry about that delay. All right. You're going to notice on your little leaves that there's holes on the bottoms of the leaf that I made for you already. Poke your pipe cleaner right through those holes. Okay. And also even add the set of 3 right to it if you want. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to twist it right onto this thing. You're just going to twist it on however you want. You're going to just twist it around this thing, the little stem that's the part of the sock that's sticking out. Now that's where it would be a good idea to paint that thing green, but that's all right. I don't have green paint over here right now. And I didn't send any home with you kids. Well, maybe I will. I think I will send you some green paint home to paint the top of your skeleton. No, excuse me, not your skeleton, your jack-o'-lantern. Just the part that's sticking out. Okay, so pretend this is green. Okay. And then it'll be attached, or it doesn't even have to be green. You know what it could be? I do have yellow. Why don't I do yellow? Yellow would be a good stem color. I'm even going to use that paintbrush because, again, I don't have another one nearby. So I'm just doing yellow at the top. Oh, that's going to get messy if I don't let it dry, won't it? Well, just for the time being, I'm going to not worry if I get paint on my hands because I want to do this video for you and be done with it so that I could get them to you. Okay, so here's this. Now, you're going to want to do something a little wiser than me. See, mine is wet. You are going to want yours to dry a little bit before you do this because otherwise you're going to make all your beautiful leaves all orange. I'm going to do it very carefully. Hopefully I won't make them too orange, but they might get orange. I hope they don't get too orange because they will look better if they're not too orange. All right, I'm going to kind of go like this. Right, it's going to hang right in the front a little bit, okay? All right, so that's going to, once I twist that on there, I'm just going to twist it on and then tie it. I'm going to go around, like twist it around and around and around. It's going through the holes of the leaves, so that they're pretty attached. Now it's just about attaching it to this stem. Okay, now if you have extra pipe cleaner, you could just hide it in the back. How's that so far? Okay, so that's not bad. Now for the face. Now you're going to notice that in your bag you have a piece, you're going to find some fabric in your bag that you're going to use scissors to cut. I cut mine into little triangles. See, I have triangles. Well, now I'm going to, once you have the shapes, once you have 2 eyes, like me, I have triangle eyes, I'm going to put dot, dot, not a lot. Oops. Uh-oh, my glue's a little bit clogged. Hopefully not too much. There we go. Dot, dot, not a lot, so I'm just going to do it on the 3 corners of each triangle. So I'm going to do it on this one. I'm going to pick the side that is the prettiest side that looks like the front. I think this is going to be the one. So that's going to go here, like right about there. I'm going to do the next eye. If you need help cutting your triangles or whatever shape that you want for your eyes, you can ask a grown-up or you could just try to cut it out yourself if you think that you can do it. Easy enough. Hopefully mine will stick because my paint's a little bit wet. So I've got 2 eyes on there. Now I'm going to add some onto the back of my nose. And I'm just going to be very careful when I lift it up because I don't want it all over my fingers, of course. Okay, there's that. Okay. And then, of course, the mouth. The mouth is coming next. My mouth is a little funny, but I really wanted to have teeth on mine, so I am going to add some glue to the back of my mouth, and then I'm going to add the teeth after. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of, hopefully this will work. Oops. Again, you can make it very simple. You just have a line going across for the mouth. You can make it look like it's smiling somehow if you could. Your parent could help you with this part. There's kind of the mouth that looks a little crooked, but that's all right. And then I want to add some teeth to it. So I just cut out 3 little squares for the teeth. Hopefully they will show up on there. And this one is, it's small enough of a shape that I'm just going to add 1 drop of glue. I think maybe I might only just need to add 1 tooth based on the size of this thing. Can you even see? I don't know if you could even see it. That might not work. And you can always change your mind. That's always okay. Oops. I wonder if that one, you will find, if you're anything like me, that you have a little bit of glue on your fingers, and so stuff's especially felt. This kind of fabric is called felt, and it sticks to your fingers when your fingers have a little glue on them. Okay, so I think maybe I'll just add 1 tooth. Okay, does that look like a tooth? I hope it does. Yeah, I think I'm just going to add 1 tooth, even though I cut out these extras. And voila, there it is. Our reclaimed sock bottle jack-o'-lantern. And I hope you have fun making it. And you could always paint, you know, if you ever have another white stray sock, maybe your dad has one, or your mom might have one, or a brother or a sister. Who knows? Somebody might have an extra sock that could fit over a bottle. And you could make something else. You can make some other kind of head, or maybe you can make it be something else, a flower, or anything you'd like. Be creative. It could be an animal. But it's always a good idea to try to give things that would normally go in the garbage and make it into something new. Give it another chance, a second life. Reclaim it. All right, my friends, enjoy your Halloween. I hope that you have lots of decorations hanging around your house, including this one. All right, take care. I love you. Thank you for joining me today. All right, have fun. Bye. Mwah.